of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Round of applause for finally getting that timing right on the music. It's only taken 2.5 years. Hang on, where's my soundboard? Two and a half years, and for once I've finally got the timing right on the intro video. How cool is that intro video though, by the way? Hang on, I'll shut up while that's playing. Okay, calm down now. How cool is that intro video, by the way? A big shout out there to Willie Mason, Big Willie from the Levels Network, Fletch from Fletch and Hindy, and of course the Cheese, Brandon Smith, even though he doesn't know who we are, but that is the humour in it all, is it not? Welcome along, everybody. Wasted World of Sports, unexpectedly coming at you tonight for the Indigenous versus New Zealand Maori game. Should be pretty interesting. I've got to be completely honest when I say I wasn't that interested in this game originally. Now that I've checked out the team sheets, it's looking pretty cool. Looks like we've got a good match on our hands here. A fantastic matchup between these two teams. So I'm just trying to... We've got it sorted out on Discord. How are you there, Blake Lyons? Ahoy. We've got it sorted out on the Discord. I'm just trying to get it sorted out on the screen in front of me. And then we'll be all set to go. Another night of Wasted World of Sports action. As you can see, I've got in nice and early tonight because I wanted to discuss the same game multi. If anybody was tuning in, we see that the Indigenous women have picked up a very big win over the Maori in the women's game, obviously. Big win for them. 26, what was it, 26-4? It was just a little bit of a shellacking. Hopefully we get a closer game than that in the men's. And hopefully we see some lots of tries. Let's see lots of tries because I've got another 4-leg multi rolling out tonight. And fingers crossed that we get this one across the line. Remember yesterday we got so close. What a start to the year it would have been to get that 4-leg multi across the line. Unfortunately, just that one measly leg short. James, ahoy there, mate. Welcome along for another night of rugby league. You know what? I'll be contemplating doing the English Super League as well this season, if I can get access to it. And when I say get access to it, I mean completely legally. Who's your caddy? Oh, Jesus. Who's your caddy? Ahoy there, mate. How's everything going? Yes. Okay, so let's talk same game multi for this one, as we have quite a little bit of time to kill before we start. So I did want to start early tonight. I did want to run over some pre-game stuff that I don't always get the opportunity to do, but I would like to do more often for the season ahead. Nothing like a little bit of a chat, a little bit of banter in the lead up to the game, plus jumping online a little bit early. It gives you the opportunity to monitor some of the last-minute changes that will happen during the season proper. So I'm basically just trying to get myself into the habit of jumping online a little early. So, same game multi though. Yes, 4 legs. I've gone the 4 legs again, even though I discussed last night about the bloody 4 leg just falling 1 leg short, and how many times last season we fell just 1 leg short. I did discuss the potential of maybe, just maybe, we consider some 3-leg multis throughout the course of this season, but I can't do that. It's not worth it. Honestly, 3-leg multis, not worth it. Go big or go home. That's what I say. Is this game part of the tipping comp? No, the tipping comp starts round 1. The Wasted World of Sports tipping comp, which I'm now actively and aggressively promoting. The Wasted World of Sports tipping comp back for another year starts on round 1 for the Vegas games. Speaking of Vegas, there is a Vegas promo going on the screen right now. So looking through the team sheets. Oh, okay, yes, back. I got sidetracked. Back to what I was talking about. Okay, I ummed and ahed about this game. I wasn't too sure if I was really that interested because there were quite a few players, obviously, that have dropped out. Cody Walker has one really noticeable absence, but stepping up into his place is Braden Trindle. So what we have on the Indigenous side, and this actually might be a reason to tip against them, but what we have on the Indigenous side, Braden Trindle and Nico Hines, that 6 and 7 pairing is going to be a little bit of a preview for what the Sharks are going to be offering up this season. So I'm quite excited to see that. Obviously, for those of you who joined me throughout the duration of last year, you'll know that I pretty much did nothing but have a crack at Matt Moylan pretty much on a weekly basis, right? Braden Trindle is his backup that was sitting on the bench, a much better player, in my opinion. So now he actually has an opportunity to prove it, not just at club level, but now, okay, this is not a game. I don't think many players will be taking it that seriously. It's still, in my opinion, there's no real stakes on the line here. It is just another preseason warm-up game. But of course, both teams are still going to be trying to win. Don't get me wrong. Both teams will be taking it somewhat seriously and will be trying to win. But it is essentially an exhibition match, a preseason warm-up. So I expect to see the Sharks pairing there, 6 and 7 Trindle and Nico Hines. An opportunity to do some experimentation in a live environment. I hope they do anyway, because the Sharks, we're going to need all the help we can get this season. Blake Lyons asks if it's on TV. It's on our Discord. It's on Foxtel. It's on KO. Same thing, basically. I think it might be a little bit more than that. Okay, let's talk about game margins. All right, so I have pretty much loaded the same game multi with Indigenous try scorers. That backline is fire. Starting with Latrell. Okay, Latrell, I think, is overrated, but obviously overrated doesn't mean crap. He's still a quality player. And at the start of the season, in an exhibition game, that's the sort of thing that can really bring him to life. So, Latrell Mitchell, Josh Addo-Carr, the Hammer, Tabuai-Fidow, Katoni Staggs, Calm Pereira. I mean, 1 through 5 there. That is absolute fire. That's attacking threats pretty much all the way across the back line. If Braden Trindle and Nico Hines can link up properly and create some space and opportunity out wide, I would expect it, honestly, to be a little bit of a flogging. Quite honestly. Because on the opposite side, matching up, Jesse Arthurs. Now, is Jesse Arthurs a week-to-week regular fullback? It's an interesting selection, that one. Jojo Fafita, Dane Gagai, which honestly, I've got to be completely serious when I say I had no idea that Dane Gagai was of Maori heritage. Matthew Timoko, Adam Pompey, I've included him in the same game multi there. Cody Nikorima and Jerome Hughes, obviously no slouches in the halves. And the forwards, this is where it evens up. So we've got there, chat room, we've got there. The forwards is where it really, well, not even evens up. This is where it swings to the opposite side. The forward pack for the Maori, Leo Thompson, Brandon Smith, the cheese, who has no idea who the wasted world of sports are. Xavier Willison, Britton Nakora, another Sharky. Nakora, who have got comboed with Latrell Mitchell in my same game multi. Kenny Bromwich, Joseph Tarpany. What a fantastic forward pack. Compare that, throw that across the other side. Shaq Mitchell, Kieran Mosley, Josh Kerr, Adam Elliott, Josh Curran, Jermaine Hopgood. It's no contest in the forwards. Dan Gagai is also Eskimo. You know what? I would believe that. Okay, I've got the can the wrong way. What a fabulous start I'm off to. Bloody can's the wrong way. Rick Marsh, ahoy there. Welcome along. Okay, Discord link. Discord link. I honestly wasn't prepared for that. I was not prepared for somebody to ask. Okay, let's find this out. Let's grab the Wasted World of Sports Discord link. DJ Shaq, ahoy there, mate. Good evening, Dan. I hope this can be my escape from a tough time. Fantastic. Well, I hope so too. I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm certainly not here for what's the word? Quality, experienced advice and analysis on the game. All I tend to talk about is James Tedesco's athletic arse and Cameron Munster's nutsack that seems to conveniently always find its way into somebody's face. But I digress. All right, what am I doing? Discord server link. Right. It's going to be a long old night. One of those long old nights that we love so much. I thought about doing a post-stream fantasy. I said this last night as well. Post-stream fantasy. Picking my team. Opening up the competition. Don't think I'll be doing it. This is always the problem that I have too, is I'm so knackered after work. All right, here we go. Let's see if this one works. I'm always so knackered after work. Michelle's temper is, considering that I've given the Broncos absolutely no hope of getting anywhere near the grand final again, despite having the easiest draw in the competition, I get the feeling that she'll fire up quite a few times. She'll fire up a fair bit tonight. I mean, not tonight. She's not here. This season. This season, she'll fire up a fair bit. Especially at Origin time. Especially because Queensland, quite frankly, I think I've talked about this before, and it's not really a discussion we should be having tonight. But I think State of Origin, it's pretty much a question of Queensland by how many? 3-0 or 2-1? I hate to say it, but I give New South Wales very little chance this season. Well, I haven't set it up yet, James, is the thing. I'm still working on that fantasy. I'm still deciding if I even want to do it. Do I want to commit to that? Do I want to commit to an NRL fantasy squad? We'll see. I still need time to figure that out. I'm thinking yes. I think it could be a little bit of fun. I'm usually terrible at the at the fantasy thing, though. Terrible at it. But anyways, okay, so this game here, what I'm not terrible at is picking same game multis. I'm just okay at that. I always seem to get 3 of the 4 legs, and the 4th one duds me. But we'll see tonight. So, Josh Addo-Carr. The Hammer. They've got to score tries, right? I mean, at the end of that backline. And I suppose the only thing that will bring the Indigenous side undone here tonight is, as we've been discussing there in the chat room, the forward pack for the Maori is far superior. So it's going to be very important, of course. Andrew Johns said, what did Andrew Johns say? That famous statement of Andrew Johns. The forwards dictate who wins, the backs dictate by how many. So it's going to be crucial for the Indigenous to try and find parity up front. Just to have a chance at this game. But if that backline gets ignited, it could be a huge, huge margin. But Josh Addo-Carr, the Hammer, Adam Pompey, and I have comboed Nakora and Latrell Mitchell. Wise words from one of the greatest players of all time, I say. Andrew Johns. How's this for a controversial statement? This fires up the Queenslanders big time. Oh, this fires them up. The Queenslanders get so... whenever I say this. But let's see how many people in the chat room agree with me. Andrew Johns over Jonathan Thurston. Bloody any day of the week. Any day of the week. But let's not start that argument. So the Indigenous are very short-priced favourites to win this game. I find that interesting. Having run through the team sheets, I actually think this could be a lot closer than we're anticipating. The Indigenous have gone in very, very short-priced favourites. But yes, that forward pack really does balance it out. I still can't believe Dan Gagai's there. Does anyone know Dan Gagai's Maori heritage? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would have thought, if anything, like plays for Queensland in the Origin, and I know that doesn't mean anything, but plays for Queensland in the Origin. I would have thought if you put Dan Gagai's name on the table and it was a trivia night or something, and you said, would Dan Gagai qualify for the Indigenous side or the New Zealand Maori side? I've got to be brutally honest and throw myself under the bus here and say, I probably would have just assumed, because playing for Queensland and everything, that he would have been on the Indigenous side. But anyway, conversations I probably should be very bloody careful having, I suppose, in this day and age. Could be one that comes back to haunt me 10 years down the track. We all know how life works these days. Okay, there we go. So UFC, he is of Torres Strait Islander heritage through his father's family. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but of Maori descent by way of his mother's ancestry. So there you go. So would I be correct in assuming that he could then, in fact, play for either team? So I actually haven't said anything controversial, after all. Nice. I'm gathering the rules around. DJ Shaq says, just remember Dan League's eligibility. Okay. Did I just say eligibility? I think I did. Just remember Dan League's I've screwed it up for myself now. Oh, that's one for the blooper reel. Wasted World of Sports blooper reel. I thought so too, James. I was really surprised to see him over there on the Maori side, but I guess it makes sense. So there you go. Dane Gagai qualifies for both teams, potentially, I guess. But yes, the eligibility rules, or laws, the eligibility laws in rugby league are a lot more relaxed. Which actually is a point of conversation, isn't it, DJ Shaq? In rugby union, I think it's terrible when players get, and I really, obviously I'm an All Blacks supporter, that's the team that I go for primarily, but one thing that I really, really hate that they do, this absolutely disgusts me that they do it, when they cap players in games against Fiji or something, they give a call up to a fringe player, a youngster, just so that they can lock them in to a New Zealand contract. And I know that it probably shouldn't disgust me, because at the end of the day, it's the player's choice who they want to represent in that sort of equation. But yeah, I just hate when they cap these players with pretty much zero intent, as close to 0% intent of actually using them. They're just locking them up into a New Zealand rugby contract so that the other Pacific Island nations can't get hold of them. I really dislike seeing stuff like that. Now, if you have intent to actually use the player, by all means. Teams are getting ready to come out on the field. There's bloody sticks everywhere. God, I've got to be careful tonight. This was probably not the greatest of games for me to pick to stream, in all honesty. Me, prone to controversial statements and all. Hoping for a quality contest, though. Two good teams, one with an absolutely electric backline, one with a fire forward pack. So therefore, I think it should be close. Should be close. But if the Indigenous side can gain parity up front, that's where they will run away with it, and that's where the bookmakers will be justified in the odds that they've thrown out there. But most importantly, let's keep an eye on this same game multi. We got so close last night. One leg off. I've tried to cover as many bases as possible tonight because of that. Speak of the devil, it's Michelle. What's on my head? That's my hair. Look at how long my hair has gotten. It's insane. I've not had a haircut for like 2 years now. Okay. Hey, look at this. It is absolutely bucketing down rain. Is that going to nullify this electric backline of the Indigenous side? Michelle's back. Don't tell heel fries. Don't let heel fries know. Dear God, look at the size of Latrell Mitchell compared to just those random... Well, they're not... Okay. All right, I'm already sticking my foot in my mouth. Those random people walking around there. They're obviously there as part of the I'm so scared to say anything now. Ritual, I suppose. This is great, though. So they're going to play with that face paint on. And that's probably wrong of me to call it face paint. This is in Townsville, yes. There's one of the women's players, one of the women's Indigenous players, showed up a little bit too late. She missed the game. I wonder how you would describe the look on Latrell Mitchell's face there. It was extremely non-caring. I don't think he cares too much about this game. No, I don't think it looked cranky. It was sort of ambivalent, I suppose, in many respects. Christ, are we doing a minute silence for something? And I'm just not aware. I hate it when that happens. Yes, we were. Okay. All right. They really need to be. I wonder if the weather has sort of kept some people away here. It's not a big turnout. A lot of empty seats there in that stadium, but then again, also, as we said, this is essentially... Oh, excuse me. This is essentially just an exhibition warm-up game. Oh, they're on Cyclone Watch. Well, that'll do it. Imagine if it... Oh, have we ever seen that before? I mean, I really hope not. It's not something you would want to see, but I am just curious. Have we ever seen that before? A footy game cancelled for a potential cyclone sweeping through the stadium. It could have passed, but still people are like, well, just stay in now. It's all good. We've got our KO subscriptions, and we'll just chill at home. I mean, that's what I do. Even if I'm not streaming, I mean. I stay at home and watch the game. There's the cheese. The cheese has no idea what the waste of water sports is. The dancers will scare the tornado away. I feel like there's a cartoon in that. All right, so they've actually brought both women's teams back out. Imagine that. They've just played a grueling 80 minutes. Actually, did the women play 80 minutes now, or is it still 60? That's Dane Gagai right there. We figured it out, Michelle. We figured it out in the chat room earlier. Dane Gagai has both Torres Strait Islander heritage on the father's side, I believe it was said, and Maori heritage on the mother's side. He could actually play for either team that he wants to tonight. He could actually switch at half-time. Don't be surprised if at half-time Dane Gagai swaps teams and goes, I'll have a crack over this side, thanks. So what was I on about? Oh, yeah, the women. They've got the women out there. They've just done a grueling 60 or 80-minute match, however long they play these days. And now they just have to stand behind there. Oh, now they're getting involved. Nico Hines looks like he's about to fall asleep. The haka has only just started. I didn't realise in rugby league that there's 40 minutes of pre-haka before the actual haka begins. This is brand new to me, this. So there's the 45-minute pre-haka, and now the actual haka commences. Oh, how tempting it would be to run up behind that guy with a pair of scissors. I want to say they're marching forward here. Both teams are just sort of casually walking forward. Oh, and then a kick. They've kicked out, and the cheese is in the face of his opposite. And a few people follow the cheese's lead and get in the face. Now there's Dan Gagai. He's trying to fire himself up and look really, really mean and nasty, but he just can't do it. He just cannot do it there, Dan Gagai. Oh, Christ, there's another dance now? Fantastic. I wonder if there's going to be a 40-minute pre-dance for this one. As I said, this was really a terrible game for me to decide to stream. You've got... in the age of cancel culture, I probably should not be allowed anywhere near this game. Look at the size of Latrell Mitchell, by the way. Can we just appreciate... I've never really noticed before, I suppose, just how big that man is. That is one giant human being. Braden Trent... Is that Braden Trindle? Braden Trindle, Sharky's boy, gets to lead this, whatever you call it, from the Indigenous side. Yeah, that's the thing though, DJ Shaq, isn't it? People don't understand that these days. People don't understand. Just having a laugh, just mucking about. Why is he lifting his shirt up? Put your shirt down, mate. Nobody cares. Calm Pereira lifting his shirt up. Showing off the six-pack that every single player, except for maybe the cheese, has on both teams, including the women. So I don't know why he's showing that off like it's something special. I mean, I'm impressed, but I'm just saying the other players out there are like, yeah, we've got one too, mate. Put the shirt down. I've got a six-pack of a different kind. So what are we... are these spears? I mean, I hate to be offensive, but... both teams marching forward again, casually. They're going to meet on the halfway line. And it just turned into a Broadway show out of nowhere. I don't know what's up with that. It was initially like an aggressive laying down the challenge, but now there's costumes and masks and a dance, like really, really well-coordinated dance with backing music. I've got to say that all the intimidation has now left the environment. Even the photographers up the back have no idea what to do right now. All right, the spears are back up. Intimidation's back on. And face to face, the players get once again. The challenge has been laid down from both teams. Both teams have accepted. And we're ready to get underway with some actual footy now. Well, that was new to me. There's Dane Gagai, Michelle. That guy right there. Dane Gagai. All right, let's get this game underway. A very unexpected Wasted World of Sports live stream tonight. As it looks like the rain's gotten just slightly heavier. James says, I'm offended by the whiteface. It's not really whiteface, is it? It's just more sort of like they've taken their hand, I'm assuming. It looks like they've just taken their hand and... I mean, it's war paint. It's not whiteface. I know you're only joking, by the way. I understand completely. But, yeah, that's just... If it's meant to be whiteface, they were extremely lazy in putting it on. Jimmy Lister, ahoy, mate. You thought Walsh was... well, Reece Walsh does qualify for the Indigenous side, but he'll be rested because Las Vegas is in a couple of weeks. Yeah, none of those Broncos round one Las Vegas players will be involved in any of the preseason stuff. Hometown music, the Vincent Spears, ahoy, mate. If I haven't said so already tonight. All right, let's go. I've got a really good feeling about tonight, and I've totally just gone and jinxed it, but I've got a really good feeling about this same game multi. I mean, I think that is a really nice looking same game multi. Let's get this game underway, shall we? Okay, I just whistled. Score prediction. Okay, predicting this game is very, very hard because you've got one team with just an electric backline. It's the Indigenous with the kickoff, though. Loving the in-goal areas, by the way. That is a throwback. I remember back in the day, all the big games. I wouldn't really classify this as a big game, to be perfectly honest. I do not classify this as a big contest, but I do remember, like back in the day, the old Winfield Cup days, they used to paint the in-goal area. Remember when they used to do that? Chat room? Remember when that was a thing? The in-goal area used to get painted with the team colours and maybe the logo in there and the name across the in-goal. It's nice to see those designs in there in the in-goal. That's fantastic. Up to halfway go the Maori with the first use of the ball. DJ Shaq, you haven't looked at the team list? Well, I can tell you that the Indigenous side has got an absolute electric backline. Latrell Mitchell, Josh Addo-Carr, the Hammer, Tabuai-Fidow, Katoni Staggs, Cam Pereira, and run around and linked around with Braden Trindle and Nico Hines, the Sharks pairing. but the Maori have the far superior forward pack. Hines getting it. Hines has been channeling all that he learnt when he was at the Melbourne Storm of Cameron Munster, doing the Flappy Bird at halfback. As a Sharks supporter, obviously I've got a lot to look out for tonight. Hines and Trindle, that halves pairing. Let's see how they go together. Because how they go together tonight, even though it is just a pre-season warm-up game, it could tell a lot about the Sharks' fortunes this season. I wish the Sharks had an easy draw like the Broncos, but I digress. Maori with the ball now up over halfway. If they get another good run here, Tarpany is held up and driven backwards, but if they get another good run here, they could get a good kick away, and they do just that. Jerome Hughes puts it high. Mitchell loses the ball. There's Latrell Mitchell's first mistake of the year. Well, dang, Gagai's fired up. Josh Addo-Carr wants to challenge. Josh Addo-Carr's walked straight out of the Shane Watson School of Challenge Reviews. Oh, DJ Shaq, you went to a wake today. Your granddad passed away earlier this week. I'm very sorry to hear that, DJ Shaq. I'm really, really horribly sorry to hear that. Yes, hopefully this can provide some sort of distraction. As the Maori scrum down, they've created a little bit of space out to the left off that set play, but they don't release the ball out wide. Jesse Arthurs goes to contact rather than sending the ball out to the left, where Jojo Fafita could have put the head down and slid over the try line in the corner. And they get in each other's way there, and Jerome Hughes has to surrender or give away an obstruction penalty. It's all good, though, because the Indigenous are up too quick, and it's a 6 again. And now charging to the line and scoring out of absolutely nowhere. Stand up, sir. Who is that? Oh, it is the captain. That was out of absolutely nowhere. The captain for the Maori. I clearly don't know who the captain is. Oh, Tarpany. Okay. Ah, there we go. Yeah, Tarpany. Jeez. He had absolutely no right to get through there. Tarpany's a Raiders player, isn't he? Oh, jeez. Myself and the bookmakers are... I think Tarpany's a Raiders player, is he not? I really do seriously need to find this out. Hey, look, it's just one play in an exhibition game. I'm not that concerned. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of Raiders players out there tonight. If they find some form, it might be squeaky bum time for myself and the bookmakers that have the Raiders in a gigantic rebuild and epic failure this season. Try confirmed, and the Maori lead early, 4 points to 0. Michelle says 5 minutes into footy season. Well, that's a misstatement. And I've muttered, shut up, Slater, 6 times already. Oh, you're watching on Channel 9. I didn't realize it was on Channel 9. Somebody asked me that earlier if it was on TV, and I said no. I lied to that person. Now I feel bad. Conversion successful, and the Maori lead 6 points to 0. Yeah, the Raiders are an interesting one this season. They really are. They've got absolutely nobody. They're going through a rebuild. Back underway, very, very close to the sideline. Oh, is that Katoni Staggs? Katoni Staggs, is it? Or Jesse Arthurs? Somebody's just made a complete tit out of themselves in back play there. Even worse than the mustache. What were you thinking, sir? That's like in Rugby League Live 4 when you when the kick goes down and you've got to try and deselect the fullback when the ball's close to the sideline like that. Otherwise, the autoplay runs the player over the sideline after catching the ball. That's exactly what that was like. I mean, anyone who's played Rugby League Live 4 has seen that a million times. And from the kickoff, Jesse Arthurs, that's a big mistake. Broncos player, isn't he? Well, that makes sense. The Indigenous team have a chance here to strike straight back. 6 again. Trindle cut out pass and Josh Addo-Carr scores in the corner. And he has a nice little dance to celebrate. And there is a tick off the multi. God bless you, Jesse Arthurs. Jesse Arthurs is looking out for me tonight because he has just handed this opportunity to the Indigenous All-Stars. And Josh Addo-Carr gets a tick off the multi nice and early. Braden Trindle with some slick hands there. Try has been confirmed. Jojo Fafita, far too infield. Okay, can somebody explain this to me? Because honestly, old school rugby, both codes, rugby league and rugby union, I don't understand why the wingers just constantly. We saw it last night in the Bulldogs Storm game as well. The wingers are so far infield on defense. Look at that. He's given Josh Addo-Carr about 15 meters on the outside, and you just don't want to do that. I just don't understand. It's obviously a defensive pattern. But anyways, Nico Hines from out wide. No, he's hooked it horribly. Oh, Nico Hines cannot have the kicking duties for the Sharks this year, please. I mean, that was a very difficult conversion attempt, admittedly. But still. Back underway we go. Trindle, another of the Sharkies boys, takes it. And Josh Kerr, after points, shows how it's done there. Catch the ball, stay in the field of play. Fire up and get another set away. 6 points to 4, just the conversion, the difference between the two teams. Whoops. Oh, that was an effort. Dropped the remote. 6 again for the Indigenous. And there's Shaq Mitchell on early. Through the hands they go. Now Latrell, double pump, and puts Carl Pereira into a little hint of space, but it shuts down quickly as the sliding defense of the Maori cuts them down. But still, opportunity here. Tackle 4. There are only 12 out from the line. Options left and right. They go left. Trindle puts the grubber kick through. It sits up in goal. And Jesse Arthurs has nearly made a complete cack of that too. He's done just enough to get it over the dead ball line though. Great kick from Braden Trindle. This is giving me a lot of hope. Even though it is, as I said last night, it's pre-season, it's warm-up. Nothing really matters. But it's nice to see the Sharkies playmakers firing early. Jerome Hughes' short dropout is perfectly placed, and they get the ball back, the Maori. The New Zealand Maori showing the Brisbane Broncos how it's done with those short restarts. This is how it's done, boys, without leaking 6 points in the process. 9.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. It feels weird saying that in a game of rugby league, but yes, here we are. This game played in quarters due to the intense heat of Townsville, presumably. And a penalty, a high shot. A penalty to the Maori. And it was way too high, right up around the chinny chin chin of Dylan Walker. Bromwich a little bit over-enthusiastic there. He needs to calm down. It's just an exhibition, mate. You don't need to fire up. Big run there for the Maori. Up over halfway, up over the 40. Out the back to Jerome Hughes. Dummies the inside pass, goes outside to Jesse Arthurs, and Arthurs is taken. Stays on his feet, plays the ball. Tackle 3, 30 out. Hughes runs it to the line. Oh, Shakai Mitchell. He should be called Shaquille. Latrell and Shaquille. And Dylan Walker knocks the ball on, getting up to play the ball. Hey, Michelle has rectified the Billy Slater issue. Yeah, actually, I've got to give Billy Slater props. I really do. And Michelle, you're going to hate me for saying so, but I have to give Billy Slater props. His commentary during the grand final, which we obviously didn't hear the commentary during the grand final because we were covering it live ourselves. But having rewatched it, Billy Slater was the only expert, and I'm using air quotes for those who are not actually seeing me, as the Indigenous get a penalty here for crowding the play the ball area. Billy Slater was the only commentator who actually was honest about Reece Walsh's performance. I mean, as far as Fox Sports, Channel 9, the sun shines out of Reece Walsh's asshole. Billy Slater called him out multiple times for being out of position, for being lazy on defense. And I understand that it's probably something to do with the whole coaching relationship that they have at Origin level. But I really respected that. Everybody else is like, oh, Reece Walsh ass. Billy Slater was like, Reece Walsh missed his assignment there. A little bit lazy there from Reece. So, mad props to Billy Slater for his grand final commentary and actually calling out Reece Walsh for not being as good as they say he is. I respect that. I earned a lot of respect for Billy Slater that night. 6 minutes to go until the end of this first quarter, and the cheese goes on a dart from dummy half. Up over halfway go the Maori, fifth and last. The kick puts Latrell Mitchell under pressure, but he falls and collects the ball. 6 points to 4, it remains. Sloppy play the ball from Josh Addo-Carr. They get away with it. And now stretch it wide. Khan Pereira can't get on the outside of the defense. Well shut down there by Cody Nikorima. Up outside their own 30 now. The Indigenous, Grant. Early kick. Was that inside the 40? It doesn't matter. It's not going to be a 40-20. Plenty of cover back there. And the Maori have it. Big defense. The Indigenous All-Stars have lifted here. 4.5 to go until the quarter time break. And they have lifted. They've found another gear. As the rain continues to tumble down, they are racing up on defense. Hopgood this time with Nico Hines. Cheese from dummy half. Early kick from inside the 40. And it's out on the full. That's a shocker. It was a 40-20, all right. It was inside the 40, and he kicked it 20 metres over the sideline, the great big goof. Terrible kick, that one. And off the back of the solid defence, they just went up a gear or two in defence there, the Indigenous All-Stars. Put the pressure on the New Zealand Maori and forced that mistake. They really did force that error on the back of solid defence. 3.5 minutes to go till the quarter time break. Spreading it through the hands now. Tapped on from Staggs to Khan Pereira. They are attacking a lot down this right-hand side. I feel like I'm kind of lucky in a way to have had that tick on the same game multi already from Josh Addo-Carr, the Fox. Tackle 4. Hines has it to Trindle. Trindle dummies and puts the kick through. It's lost forward and the Fox gets a double. Josh Addo-Carr gets a double. Share it around, Fox, would you? We need some other try scorers. Jesse Arthurs is having an absolute nightmare. Jesse Arthurs will not want to see a replay of this game. Reece Walsh is not in danger of losing the fullback position anytime soon. Not to Jesse Arthurs anyway. But I raised this question before the game even started, didn't I? I said, is Jesse Arthurs even a fullback? Isn't he normally a winger? I mean, Michelle probably knows the answer to this one since she follows the Broncos, but I thought Jesse Arthurs was a winger. And they've slotted him in here at fullback, and he is having an absolute nightmare. DJ Shack says Jesse Arthurs is a winger. There you go. This was a big talking point of mine before the game. I really questioned that selection. He is not handling the situation too well at all. And that was a big mistake and an absolute gift. Now Nico Hines, he's 0 for 1 tonight. This one is a lot better. He has made the adjustment required and hooks it around down the middle of the post. And the Indigenous All-Stars now lead 10 points to 6. Off the bat, Jesse Arthurs, that's a couple of huge mistakes now. Now, okay, it was Arthurs running the ball over the sideline from the kickoff that gave the Indigenous All-Stars their first try. And it's his mistake at the back there off the grubber kick that's now given them their second try. Not a good night for Jesse Arthurs. Back underway. The last minute of play here before the quarter time break. And it is the Indigenous All-Stars now. Well, they haven't needed to match things up front. The far superior forward pack of the Maori being nullified by those mistakes at the back. Is there really nobody else that could have been fullback? I am so curious to know the reasoning behind that decision. As Nico Hines puts a kick in on tackle 4, hooking it towards the sideline. But the Maori get back there and shut it down. Jojo Fafita was wise to that ploy. 10 points to 6 it remains. There's Arthurs. He's got a lot to make up for here as we approach 30 seconds to the quarter time break. Cheese on a dart from dummy half, goes up over halfway. And now, is that Dane Gagai? It is Gagai. Turning back the clock and chewing up some meters. 10 seconds to go. They're 30 out from the try line. Short pass there from Walker to Mooney, and it's a penalty. Take the 2. There's 3 seconds left. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. Take the 2. Make it 10 points to 8 at half time. Take the 2, boys. Take the 2. 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 Smart decision is take the 2. And they are! Yes! They're taking the 2 points. Oh, did I say halftime? I'm sorry. Yeah, quarter time. If I said halftime, I apologize. It is quarter time approaching. They are going to take this gift 2-pointer to make it 10 points to 8 at the quarter time break. But hey, let's be perfectly honest. The Indigenous All-Stars have not really looked all that threatening in general play. They have scored their 2 tries directly off Jesse Arthur's mistakes. One from the kickoff straight after the Maori had scored their first try, as Nikorima puts this straight down the middle to make it 10 points to 8 at the quarter. So, yeah, just in general play, the Maori defense is holding up. And it comes down to what we were talking about before the game, obviously, with the forward pack supremacy. It's the forward pack versus the electric backline. If that forward pack can hold firm, they'll be in there. All right. Wasted World of Sports, half time here. Whoops, I turned myself off too early. All right, that sounded horrible. Apologies for that. Quarter time here. I think I said half time again. Jeez. Quarter time here. 10 points to 6. 10 points to 8 even. I'll get something right eventually, I promise. 10 points to 8 here at quarter time. The Indigenous All-Stars over the Maori. I'm going to have a quick break, and we'll be back right after this here on The Wasted World of Sports. DJ Shaq says, well, the bottom line is, Dan, DJ Shaq channeling his inner Stone Cold Steve Austin. The bottom line is, Dan, the Indigenous gents have taken the opportunity their adversaries have provided them. Exactly correct. Their adversary being Jesse Arthurs. I mean, you hate to pin it on one single player, but in all honesty, both tries have come directly off Jesse Arthur's mistakes, haven't they? As much as you hate to pin it on one single player, and overall, across the 80 minutes, you cannot. But at the moment, in this first 20 minutes, you can. Because Jesse Arthurs has made 2 very big boo-boos. In fairness. All right. We are all ready for the second quarter. 10 points to 8. The Indigenous All-Stars with the lead over the New Zealand Maori. We've got 1 tick on the multi. Done and dusted. Josh Addo-Carr, anytime try scorer. He scored 2 tries. Share it around, Fox. I mean, really share it around, please. And it's a big charge up. It's that big Royce Hunt. Sharkies boy. That's what you like to see. Yes, we want to see the Sharkies boys play well here tonight. Not so much the Raiders players. Walker with the inside pass. A change of direction. Getting heavily involved here, Dylan Walker. Calls for a crusher. Gets it. Was it a crusher or a lift? They're offside anyway, so they get away with that one. Oh, shoulder to the face there for Adam Elliott. A little bit high in contact. Ironically, he comes off second best. Adam Elliott drops his shoulder into the face of the attacker, and he is the one who's slow to get up. That's hilarious. How hard must that guy's head be? Maori now. This is a great opportunity for them to launch. Tackle 2 inside the 30. 6 again. They get a full set now inside the 20-meter zone. That is tackle 1. 12 out from the line. Right in front of the posts. They go to the right. Attacking this far side. No look pass from Jerome Hughes. That was a little bit too fancy, that one. Nobody fell for it. Now Walker across to Hunt in front of the post. 2 meters short on tackle 3. They stay on this left-hand edge. Hughes with the flat pass. A big gap opens up, but the player falls. He eventually gets himself there. Number 19, who's that? It's Jack Howarth. Oh, Jack Howarth. Okay. The call is a double movement, but I don't think he had hands on him. The delayed pass from Jerome Hughes opened it up for Howarth. And, yes, there are players on him. And that's going to be no try. That is a clear-cut double movement. It doesn't get much easier than that for the TMO. A clear-cut double movement. As far as TMO decisions go, as easy as it gets. $10 points to 8 it remains, but that was a very, very promising attacking raid from the Maori. A fabulous start to this second quarter for them. Hashtag go multi go, says Mr. Edstead. Well, obviously, I'm cheering that on. It's my multi. Why wouldn't I be? We've got Josh Addo-Carr. We still need a few more. We need a few more chips to fall into place, don't we? Hines runs across the face of the defense. Flips the inside pass to Grant. They're up over halfway now. The Indigenous All-Stars. Trindle out the back to Hines. Hines kicks early. Tackle 4. It pops up very kindly at the back there for Nikorima. What was Nikorima doing back there anyway? And the Maori bringing it back out of their own end. And spilling the ball. Who was that there? Dropped on tackle 1. It was Tamari Martin. Is that another Broncos player? Big mistake there. Anyway, 0 tackle. And the Indigenous All-Stars have the ball. Mostly dummies left and comes back. Oh, now he spills the ball. They get a 6 again. So there will be no advantage. Oh, what a stroke of luck there for the Indigenous All-Stars. Grant pops the ball back. Was not expecting that at all. Kieran Mosley. Extremely lucky that there was an advantage rolling there for the Indigenous All-Stars. Connor Crowley, ahoy there, mate. Oh, there wasn't an advantage. That's called a knock on. And it's going to be a Maori scrum feed. Hughes feeds it in. Maori have the ball. Okay, is it a good match? It's a typical preseason exhibition match. Oh, and now a loose carry, I would have thought, but the penalty goes to the Maori. The referee is just playing potluck at the moment with these penalties and knock-on calls and everything. He's just sharing it around. Penalty to the Maori. And they are now back in attacking range. Inside the 30. That is a huge run there. Who's that? Stand up, mate, so I can see your number. Trey Mooney. Set play out the back. Wrap around. Getting in each other's way there. And the play shuts down. They're 10 metres out, though. Dylan Walker, the inside pass. Finding support. And we've got time off. Oh, there's a huge problem here for Grant. Jordan Grant. He is not happy. Looks like he's got a thumb to the eye or something. He's been poked in the eye or kicked in the eye. Something's happened to his face. Cheeky little finger in the eye there. And he's come off second best with that. Oh, he's been accidentally kicked in the face. Yeah, that's what's happened. He's been accidentally kicked in the face. He's got a cleat in the eye. Yeah, that's going to hurt. He wants to stay out there, but the trainer says, no, mate. Off you go. Come with me, sir. Yeah, he's had an unintentional kick to the face there in the process of making the tackle. Jordan Grant, unlucky. He wanted to stay on the field. He was having none of coming off. But the trainer's like, no, sir, you must follow me. Tackle 4 here for the Maori. They're a metre out from the line, right in front of the posts. They attack left, cut back to the right-hand side, back towards the posts. 5th and last. It goes to Walker. Walker out the back to Hughes. Out the back to Gagai. Gagai pops the pass up straight to the hammer. And then it's a one-on-one strip from Jojo Fafita. Oh, it's chaos out there. It's another full set now. The pressure must tell, surely, for the Maori here. Keeping the ball alive. Tackle 3. They're a metre short. Oh, that was just chaos there. The pass from Gagai, intercepted from the hammer, and then Jojo Fafita, the one-on-one strip. And now throwing the pass out wide way too early, causes the error from Timoko. But the All-Stars are up too early. They're offside. And they get away with that mistake there, the Maori. It's a penalty. Take the 2 and square it up. Why wouldn't you? Take the 2 and tie up this ball game. Oh, they're not going to this time. They tap and go from 10 metres out. They want the try. They're feeling that they've got the momentum. And they really do at the moment. Things are just falling their way at the moment for the Maori. They're all offside again in midfield. All offside. 6 again for inside the 10. Flat pass to Willison. So close to the line here. Right under the post on tackle 1. Now Jerome Hughes tries the trick play, the stop and act like a whistle's been blown play. Nobody fell for it. Howard throws it to nobody out the back, and the Maori have now lost 30 metres on that play. Terrible pass from Howarth. Fifth and last now. They're outside the 20. Who's that taking the kick? Howarth trying to make up for his mistake, I suppose. But it's taken down by the Hammer, and the Indigenous All-Stars have the ball. Well, that was very scrappy. That whole passage of play from both teams. Extremely scrappy. And a big run from Josh Kerr. Breaks straight through the line. He's taken down by the cover defense. Gets up to play it quickly. And a penalty for a leg pull. His shirt is about 3 sizes too small for him as well there, Josh Kerr. Straight into touch it goes. And they'll be on the attack here, the Indigenous All-Stars. I'm now struggling to say the word Indigenous. Up over halfway they are. They've been forced to defend a lot. Can they launch something on attack? They've got this opportunity. They need to take full advantage of it. 20 metres out on tackle 3. Staying down the short side. Trindle kicks over the top, looking for the Hammer. It bounces for him. Oh, Tabuai-Fidow has scored. Once again, using their pace there, the Indigenous All-Stars. And it's a try for the Hammer. It's another tick on the multi. And we are suddenly looking very, very good. Still with 10.5 minutes to go until the halftime break. Was he onside there? That might be all we have to look at. Was he onside? Braden Trindle, though, great vision. Little chip in over the top. Realising that Jesse Arthurs is nowhere to be found at the back. Let's check the grounding here. Oh! We might need to look at the grounding a little closer in slow motion. But I'm going to go ahead and give that because he's in my multi. I'm more interested in the offside line. It could have been the camera angle, but he might have just been a step offside. Oh, he's lost it. No, award it. It's pre-season. It's an exhibition. Just award it. It's been given. The try's been given. Jeez, I'll take it. Nico Hines with the conversion attempt from right beside the post. Puts it over, and the Indigenous All-Stars extend their lead. 16 points to 8. I'm not convinced about that in 2 ways. I'm not convinced about the offside. I've got a feeling like he was just a step or 2 offside. And I'm also not completely sold on that grounding. I can't believe that we're not having a closer look at that. I've got a feeling, though, it's pre-season, it's exhibition. They're not going to be as harsh on the TMO as they normally are. That's what I'm suspecting. I don't think if that's the season proper, I honestly don't think that try's awarded. I really don't. Oh, a kebab. Nice. That's it. I'm ordering kebabs after this stream. I'm not even joking. I'm ordering kebabs as soon as this is done. You've made me want one now. Penalty to the Indigenous All-Stars off the restart. And they are now just starting to control the territory in this contest. I actually go, James, I go mixed kebab. I like the combination. I like the mixed meat kebab, and I go the spicy mayo. Sloppy play the ball there. Oh, they can't believe it. The Indigenous All-Stars. It's Josh Kerr there blowing up. Oh, and extra cheese. Don't forget extra cheese. Cheese. Tick. Extra cheese. Tick. Josh Kerr's absolutely blown up here. He's made the mistake. And the Maori are off the hook. They will have the scrum down. 45 out from their own... Well, not 45 out from their own line. 35 out from their own line. And that'll be a penalty. Oh, that was just stupidity there. Who was that? Turn around and let me see your number, mate. Stupidity there from the Indigenous All-Stars defence. There was no other result than a penalty incoming for that. And Jerome Hughes can thump this upfield. He does just that. The Maori will have the ball now. 35 out from the try line. Full set of 6 incoming. Gagai taps and goes. Takes it into contact on his own. Hughes out the back. They read that well. Cheese changes the direction. Back to the open side. There's Tarpany, I believe. Going to... No, that's a reserve. I don't know who that is. My numbers don't go up that high. Leo Thompson, that is getting close to the line now. 5 out, Cheese. To Tarpany. That was Tarpany. Tackle 5 now. 2 metres short. Slow play the ball. Cheese gets it out. They've got space out here. And that's a shocking pass. The absolute worst pass that you will ever see in a rugby league game ever. And we will come back for the penalty for offside. They were a mile offside. And that has saved a little bit of embarrassment there. Oh, who threw that pass? That was the worst you'll ever see. I look forward to seeing that on replay. If they show it. Who threw that one? Leo Thompson there to Nikarima. Nikarima. In fairness, it's hit the head. It's hit the head of the defender and gone flying all the way back to halfway. So I do have to give the benefit of the doubt there. Cody Nikarima, though, if that ball clears the head of the defender, it was try time for the Maori. Easy as you like. Still, they have the opportunity. I don't believe anybody's been placed on report. DJ Shaq. Flat pass there. They're looking like they want to do it through the forwards. Fair enough. Hughes puts the grubber kick through. And there's a deflection. And it's dived on by the hammer. Don't know if that was the correct play there. But a big mistake. And now a double knock on. But the first one will be by the Indigenous All-Stars. A big mistake. And it's Howarth who's dropped the ball again for the Maori. He's got a case of the Butterfingers. So a couple of players here for the Maori not really able to hold on to the ball. So that was Shakai Mitchell, I think, who's lost it. There we go. Okay, so James has been doing some research. James has been doing some research and can confirm that Dane Gagai did indeed play for the Indigenous All-Stars in 2019. From the scrum now, the Maori go to the left, and they've got the dropsies. Now, it is obviously raining. It's obviously wet out there. But still, the ball handling is unacceptable from both sides in this last little passage of play, this last little period. The All-Stars keep it alive and clear their own territory. That's a huge let-off. 16 points to 8. That's a massive let-off. Up towards the halfway that they go and over now. Trindle, that might be, who's taken it into contact. Stepping, dodging, weaving. Don't know who it is, but he's there. He's out there, and he's playing for the Indigenous All-Stars. Tackle 5 now, 20 out from the line. Hines puts the kick across field. And it is taken easy as you like by Adam Pompey. No threat there. Nico Hines has still got that little pop gun kick. That's going to be a big problem for the Sharkies this year. It's been a problem for the past couple of seasons. Nico Hines, 5th and last kicking option. He's got the Chad Townsend little pop gun kick that doesn't put any pressure on anybody. The Indigenous All-Stars have looked a lot more threatening when Braden Trindle's been doing the kicking. So hopefully Fitzy's paying attention to that. As up over halfway now, go the Maori. 1:40 to go until the halftime break. And is this a mistake on halfway? Yes, it is. Martin has spilt the ball. The handling has just gone to hell in this quarter. DJ Shaq asks, who's been the more ill-disciplined side so far? Well, if we bring up some statistics, I can tell you the penalties that have been conceded theoretically I can. This NRL website is bloody horrible, isn't it? You try and find out information off the NRL website, it's like pulling teeth. Inside the last minute, and that's an early kick off the base of the scrum here from the Indigenous All-Stars. That's a little bit of a trick play. Nobody fell for it, but... Alright, okay, so the Indigenous All-Stars have conceded 7 penalties to 3. 6 errors to 5. 3 times to 0 they've been caught inside the 10 metres. So I would say ill-discipline. Ill-discipline at the moment is awarded to the Indigenous All-Stars. 10 seconds to go until the break. Hughes puts the kick through. Now it opens up for Arthurs, and Arthurs collects it. Gets the second kick away, and it's too deep and over the dead ball line. But Jesse Arthurs, he holds on to that. But he drops the one that gives away the second try to Josh Addo-Carr. That's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely amazing when that sort of stuff happens. He drops the simple one, but somehow in the wet, he's able to hold on to that. I thought for sure he was dropping it, Jesse Arthurs. 16 points to 8 at half-time. We are halfway through our multi. I'll tell you what, though. Latrell Mitchell's been pretty much... Is he still on the field, Latrell? Honestly, Latrell Mitchell has been pretty much invisible throughout the course of this match so far. I'm not convinced that he's even still on the field, in all honesty. Kanye Ketchup, ahoy! Shout out to Leafed Out website. It's proper naughty. Ooh. A naughty website, eh? 16 points to 8. The Indigenous All-Star. Mal looks happy. Big Mal's happy about this first half. 16 points to 8, though. It's hard to believe that's only one half of football. Still another half to go. We are halfway through our multi as well. I've got to say, I'm concerned about Adam Pompey. I'm now regretting having Adam Pompey in there. Britton Nakora has looked not likely, but he's getting involved, and he's getting involved at the right end of the field, just like he does for the Sharks. So I'm still happy with Britton Nakora. Latrell Mitchell's been the invisible man out there. I don't recall ever saying his name, really, apart from when he spilt the ball early on. I'm not convinced that he's even still out on the field, in all honesty. He might have been subbed, and I haven't realised. But yeah, anyways, half-time here in the Harvey Norman All-Stars game. 16 points to 8. It is still anybody's contest, really. The wet conditions out there, anybody's game. But the Indigenous All-Stars do take the lead into the half-time break. And they're well worth it, that's for sure. All right, West of World of Sports. I'm going to have myself a quick break, and then we'll be back to dissect that first half of action right after this, and we can discuss how likely my multi's looking. I'm a little bit concerned, I've got to say. The players that I've got remaining there aren't getting as heavily involved as I would like them to, so I'm not feeling confident, but we'll see. Half-time, 16 points to 8. Indigenous All-Stars doing the job at the moment. We'll be right back after this. Prepare yourself, James. There's going to be an ad play. How dare he insert ads? Are you ready? I can do this on command. Maybe. I don't know. Might not work now that I've called it out. All right, West of World of Sports half-time here. 16 points to 8 in favour of the Indigenous All-Stars. 2 legs of the 4-leg multi ticked off. So I started getting into conversation about it before the half-time break. We'll finish that conversation now. But before we do, I do have to shout out the West of World of Sports NRL tipping competition, which is back for season 2024. Completely free to join. We just piggyback off the NRL website, so head on over there if you would like to. You can scan the QR code if you've got the capability of doing that, or head over to tipping.nrl.com, sign up completely for free, and chuck in our join code for the Wasted World of Sports tipping contest, and try your luck out against the Wasted World of Sports crew. I mean, I dare say you'll all beat Michelle, if nothing else. But outside of that, we have a 4-leg multi that is in the balance. At halftime, I would like to be an extra leg. I really would. I would love to be one more leg through than where we are at the moment. Halftime, if you're 3 legs through at halftime, you're looking really good. I would much prefer that. There's still... Adam Pompey's concerning me. Adam Pompey, for the Maori, is just not really having involvements. Not in try-scoring opportunities, anyway. The attacking edge seems to be Jojo Fafita's side, and that probably explains why Jojo Fafita was a smaller price than Adam Pompey. They are attacking down that edge, so I'm feeling a bit concerned about that one. Nikora is getting himself into try-scoring opportunities. He's getting involvements down the right end of the field in the right plays. Latrell, not so much. Latrell Mitchell. So that Trell-Nikora combo, one of them's pulling his weight, the other one is not. But then we know that about Latrell Mitchell. I'm always... it's very questionable to put him in multis, isn't it? Because... one of the biggest criticisms you can say about Latrell Mitchell is just his work rate. And if you're in a pre-season exhibition game, I thought that this might have played into his hands a little bit, because it doesn't matter. He can do all his showboating, Larry stuff that he loves to do, is what I was thinking. With no real consequences. But he just hasn't. He hasn't been involved at all. I don't remember saying his name. Apart from that early mistake that he made, I don't think I've said his name. He's just not getting involved. I don't know if he's even still out there. I really don't. Like, this is how completely removed from the match Latrell seems to be. Can I confirm if he... Okay, well, according to the NRL website, which is not an authoritative source, according to that, though, he is on the field. Jesse Arthurs is off, which comes as no surprise to anybody, by the way. Absolutely no surprise to anybody. It should be that Jesse Arthurs has been removed. He has had an absolute nightmare. But yes, a very, very interesting first half. A delicately poised same-game multi. That is for sure. Delicately poised. It's in the balance. We're halfway there. It's a good position to be in. Not great. Good position. We'll see what the second half can bring. Hopefully we can get across the line there. But we'll have to see. 16 points to 8. Here at halftime, the Indigenous All-Stars have the lead over the New Zealand Maori. Halftime and halfway through our same-game multi. What will the second half bring? We'll find out right after this. Second half action coming up on the Waste to World of Sports. £16 to 8 here. Indigenous All-Stars leading the New Zealand Maori. Playing the game in quarters tonight. The quarters, I suppose, is because they're in Townsville. Townsville, the intense heat. We quite often see quarter-time water breaks during the season proper. It's no surprise, I suppose, to see quarter-time breaks during this one, especially in the pre-season. But we'll see. The Indigenous All-Stars, they haven't really had the dominance that I was anticipating they may have had, in all honesty. Okay, James, with the question, why would the NRL send 4 no-names to Las Vegas? It's weird. Okay, so you're talking about the people that they've sent over there to do the promo work, I'm guessing, as opposed to the 4 teams. Because the 4 teams are, it made no sense to me that if we're talking about the teams, it made absolutely no sense to me that the Panthers weren't included. They're the bloody 3-time champions of the competition. Why would you not send the Panthers over? But yes, in terms of the people that they've sent over, there wasn't it Cheese who even said about Aaron Woods being over there? Cheeky little bugger that the Cheese is. Didn't he say, "Oh, does Woodsy even still play?" So they've sent Aaron Woods over to promo as one of the players. Yeah. Don't really know, James. I don't really know. I feel like the whole promotion, though, and we talked about it a little bit in the ladder prediction video, but yeah, I feel like they've really missed a trick. The whole promotion of the thing as the second half gets underway. The Maori kick us off. Well, the second half, the third quarter, whatever you want to say. But yes, the whole thing, the whole first round, I don't know. I do not understand why you wouldn't send the Panthers over. It just made no sense to me at all that they weren't included. I mean, there's obviously a reason. There's got to be a reason. There'll be some reason in there. But I can't tell you what it is. I really don't know. UFC Only Fam says you kind of look like a Maori Aaron Woods. Not the first time that I've ever been called Aaron Woods on this channel, by the way. It has happened before. solid start here to quarter 3, second half. Maori up over the halfway line immediately in their first set of 6, getting themselves into position. Another good run from Tapani. 5th and last. 50 metres upfield they've gone. Nicarima puts it high. Pressure on the back. Josh Addo-Carr spills it. And Dane Gagai comes away with it. And now here is an immediate opportunity for the Māori. 10 out. Run in front of the posts. Can they come away with something? This will really, really shake the game up if they can. Cheese sends it to the left to Martin. Nothing doing. Forced to go to contact. Cheese with the double pump. Jerome Hughes looking for a way through. Can't get anything out of that. Tackle 3 in front of the post, 5 out. From dummy half, a dart across field. Try lines that way, Brandon Smith. And he tries to milk a penalty. He gets a 6 again. Oh, Milky McGee there with the 6 again. Give that man an Oscar. Brandon Smith. Another full set of 6. They must score here, the Maori. They absolutely must. Cheese has it, sends it to the short side here on the right. From Jerome Hughes out the back to Nicarima. But the defense numbers up and holds firm. Still 10 out. Hughes. Back in front of the post goes Palacia on tackle 4. Just a metre short though. Hughes puts the grubber kick through. Now, does the ball sit up? Was there impeding on the defense there, on the attack? No. The ball pops up for the hammer and the Maori. They can't get anything out of that. James says, well, think about it. Picklebet sponsors Souths. PointsBet sponsors Manly. TAB sponsors the Broncos. Well, and of course the Broncos are owned by News Corp, who are the broadcast partner. So you don't even need to look at TAB to have the Broncos inclusion in anything. Short dropout, fails to go the distance. And this will be ball for the Maori. And the Roosters are sponsored by Unibet. Okay. So the whole Las Vegas excursion, we've heard, is all about the betting money. That would make sense completely. But then Ned's sponsor the Tigers, so why aren't the Tigers... I can't even ask that question without laughing. Why aren't the Tigers being sent over? Flat pass here. Timoko nearly gets through. Nice tackle by Nico Hines. Why couldn't he have done that in Origin? Dylan Walker with the... Oh, a dummy pass from Walker. It's out the back now. 6 again for inside the 10. And Katoni Staggs has it out wide on the right. They're still 10 metres out, though. Walker goes to contact. 10 out on the 0 tackle. Well, that's tackle 1 now. Cheese, dummies left, goes right. Nicarima holds the pass up, and Gagai loses it, but then it's lost forward by the hammer as well. It'll be a double knock on, and the Indigenous All-Stars defense holds firm. Great defense. It just shut everything down there. Big defense on their own goal line. Tackled in the opposition 20. The Maori have been dominating territory. Absolutely dominating territory. It's incredible. The All-Stars need to get through a set here. A solid set of 6. Get themselves back up the other end of the field. even through all those attacking raids, as Trindle holds the ball out in front, takes contact and loses the ball. Not what he wanted. Ed Vogel, ahoy there, mate. Fox going to win man of the match. Fox going to win man of the match if they win. Well deserved. Fox with the double. As it stands right now, he's definitely been a standout player. But that little mistake there from Braden Trindle just invited the Maori back into the contest. Tarpany backs into the defense. 25 out. Cheese to Walker. Walker floats the pass out the back to Martin, who feeds it on. Tackle 2. Cheese does a little swirly swirl. A ballerina twirl from the Cheese. And he earns himself 6 again. Oh, give that man an Oscar. Brandon Smith, Oscar award winner in this game. He took a dive earlier on. This time he pleaded with the referee, and the referee said, you know what, you can have it. It's fine. Katoni Staggs has got some trouble in back play. Holding onto his shoulder. Geez, that could be huge for the Broncos season. Play the ball, 10 out here for the Maori on tackle 2. Walker goes on his own. He's tackled in front of the post, 5 out. To the left-hand side they go. Nothing doing. Great defense there from the Indigenous All-Stars, driving them backwards. Now Hughes feeds it on. Gagai through the hands. And I mean not slick through the hands, I mean dropped through the hands. And Arthurs, who's now on the wing, Jesse Arthurs. 5th and last, Hughes puts it high. Everybody stands around and watches it. Nico Hines collects the loose ball. Indigenous All-Stars just doing all they need to do to hold on here. Staggs, he's fine. Staggs is over that little shoulder niggle, and he's fine. He's bursting down the blind side up towards halfway on tackle 2. Big defense in midfield, but the All-Stars keep it alive. Just shy of halfway. And back into the opposition territory they go, and that's a loose play the ball. That will be an error. No penalty there. That is just loose by Grant. And a simple mistake. And once again, just inviting the Maori back into this contest. Opportunity was there to clear their own end for the first time in a little while. Couldn't get the job done, though. Ahoy there, Blake Lyons. How are you, mate? James is not that excited about this year's season. It feels off for some reason. Probably, I understand, James. It's probably got a lot to do with our team's chances, I'm gathering. I mean, for me, not only the Sharks, I don't think it's going to be a good year for the Sharkies, but also I've obviously predicted just a disastrous year for the Blues. Oh, the Cheese is in trouble here. Brandon Smith is in big trouble here. He can't put any weight on that right ankle. He's still up, though. He still wants to play on. He doesn't play the ball at all. That should be called. I know that he's feigning injury and whatnot, but he did not even attempt to play that ball properly. But because it's preseason, because it's just a practice, That was a horrible play, the ball. 9 minutes to go in this quarter, and the Maori are a metre short on tackle 4. Trying to get themselves a penalty here or a set restart. To the right-hand side they go, this near side. But Hughes, change of direction. And there is Nikora. Oh, it'd be nice to see him get over the try line. Or Pompey, somebody. Oh, numbers out to the left, but that's a terrible kick. And it's covered off nicely at the back there from Cam Pereira. The Indigenous All-Stars survive that. This could be the end of the multi. The multi could be done and dusted right here because Pompey is in trouble in back play. He has smacked his head on the end goal. Cam Pereira's hurt as well. The 2 number 5s in back play are not looking good. Ed Vogel says, remember when Manu faked a limp? I do remember that, Joey Manu with the fake limp. DJ Shaq, why is everyone getting injured? As Hines puts the little chip in over the top, it's taken at the back by Jerome Hughes. Well read, well positioned, and Hines has fallen over. Hines has fallen over and is slow to get up now, but he is up. He is limping into the defensive line, though. Nico Hines, that could be huge for the Sharks season. Keep an eye on him. Nico Hines limping around in back play. Players falling over everywhere. This is why coaches hate to see their players involved in all these preseason shenanigans, isn't it? As the Maori keep the ball alive. Jerome Hughes is off. A well-earned rest. He's been solid, Jerome Hughes. Melbourne were really missing Jerome Hughes last night in their warm-up game, weren't they? 5th and last, just shy of halfway. And Walker puts it high. It's taken to the back. And now Mitchell, has he hurt himself? He got himself, he was down on his knees to catch that ball. And he's a little slow to get up and he's on his haunches, Latrell. And Latrell Mitchell is now not walking normally. And that's spelt at the back. And they've just stood back and watched it. And away go the Maori. Centimetre short. If they get a quick play, the ball, it's on. Out to the left. Pop that pass out. And Katoni Staggs, is it? Katoni Staggs has dropped the ball. No, it's Timoko. It's Tim. Okay, Katoni Staggs plays for the other team. Timoko has dropped the ball with the try line wide open. I got the number right, just the wrong team. Timoko, not Katoni Staggs. The try line was beckoning. It was wide open. And he punches the turf. Don't tell me that's Pompey outside him as well. Oh, that's a big mistake. That is a huge, huge error. That is unforgivable there. Five minutes to go in this quarter. This feels like the longest quarter of rugby league that's ever existed. I totally acknowledge the fact that it is raining. It's wet weather football as Hines on tackle 4 from inside his own 30 gets the kick away. He finds space. Nikorima is back there to collect it. That's a great kick from Nico Hines, though. I acknowledge the fact that it's wet weather footy. It's terrible conditions. Ball handling will be very difficult, but just atrocious. But the ball handling, the skill level on display in this quarter especially has just been disastrous. Maori with the ball though. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go in this quarter. Walker with the kick. Okay, here's Latrell Mitchell. And he is secured and shut down and driven backwards is Latrell. Looking very lethargic, Latrell. And that was a lazy play, the ball as well. And he's straight down on his haunches. Okay, so we question Latrell Mitchell's fitness a lot. A lot. And tonight's not helping that at all, is it? This... It's not been a good game for Latrell thus far. Ed Vogel says, have you made your 2024 predictions, Dan? Yes, I have. I did a whole stream about my 2024 predictions, which is available on the channel for anyone who might be keen to check that out. 3 minutes to go here in quarter three. Jesse Arthurs, he's getting very heavily involved, trying to make up for those mistakes that he made earlier, which directly led to tries for Josh Addo-Carr, both occasions. There's Adam Pompey getting involved. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see for our multi here. Adam Pompey getting involved. Cheese trying to milk a penalty. Puts the head down. Darts over halfway on the fifth and last. Didn't get the penalty. Cheeky little bugger. Tamari Martin. And now it's spilt at the back, and this will be a result for the Maori. Who's knocked that old Khan Pereira? Oh, errors. Handling errors everywhere. Handling errors out the wazoo. 2 minutes to go till the quarter time break. 3/4 time. And it has been raining. It has been very treacherous conditions. But still, you would expect professional rugby league players to just be a little better than this. Dan Jam, ahoy, mate. Timoko drags defenders with him. Still going, Timoko. A minute and a half till the 3/4 break. They're 5 out from the line here, the Maori. Oh, they're over the line. Driven backwards, though. Willison on tackle 2. Give it to Pompey. Oh, how good would it be? We need somebody from the multi to score here. We really do. Dummy to Nickera. Cut out pass. Finds Jesse Arthurs. And Jesse Arthurs is collared over the sideline. Oh, he's flipped it back somehow. And then Dylan Walker loses the ball. Oh, it's just a comedy of errors here. A comedy of errors. Walker with the Harbour Bridge pass. Jesse Arthurs is dragged towards the sideline. Somehow keeps it in the field of play. Props to him for keeping that in the field of play. But then Dylan Walker goes and drops the ball. This multi is not looking good at all. Not anymore. Oh, Latrell's down in back play. Latrell's getting a massage on his knee, it looks like. And Hines, with 4 seconds to go, just says, we'll have the break, thank you. And Latrell does not look good in back play. He's trying to walk it off. He certainly hasn't been very heavily involved. I've said that a few times. 16 points to 8. We've got 1/4 of play left. That was probably the most boring 20 minutes of rugby league I've seen in a while. Well, since last night. The entire 80. All right, Wasted Water Sports. The end of this game can't come soon enough. And considering the closeness of the scoreline, hopefully we're in for an exciting last quarter. But we'll see. I'll have a quick break and we'll be back after this on the Wasted World of Sports. All right, West to World of Sports. 8 points the difference here. Going into the last quarter, I mean, hopefully just the closeness of this contest alone will lead to a very exciting last 20 minutes. What we really need is for the Maori to score a converted try, hopefully through Nikara or Pompey. Blake Lyons asks if I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Honestly, I was planning on doing the preseason games, but words cannot describe. James can probably attest to this too, because I'm pretty sure he was there as well. Words cannot describe how boring that large portions of that Bulldog Storm game was last night. There are no words for it. It kind of put me off wanting to do any more of the preseason games, in all honesty. But the World Club Challenge is coming up. World Club Challenge coming up. English Super League coming up. Six Nations will be back soon as well, next weekend. Six Nations next weekend. But anyways, look, this one we could be in for a chaotic finish. 16 points to 8. The game is in the balance. 20 minutes to go. And underway we go. Okay, the last quarter. And it is the Indigenous All-Stars. 4-leg multi next weekend. Yeah, I reckon next weekend we do a multi that crosses codes. Just to boost that. Boost the payout. We'll go cross code. We'll really boost it. Who are my tips in the rugby? Okay, who's playing? Let me have a look. Let me bring my calendar up here. Next week. Bloody hell, next week the Super Rugby starts as well. Jeez, I'm going to be busy next weekend. Okay, Six Nations is... That's Scotland versus England. Oh, wow, that's going to be a tough one to call, I think. Ireland versus Wales. I'm all in on Ireland. All in on Ireland to defeat Wales. But yeah, England versus Scotland, that's going to be hard to call. I'd have to lean towards England, I guess. But yes, I'm going to have to think more about that one. But here we go. 8 points the difference here. The Indigenous All-Stars have got through their first set of 6 in this quarter. They got a good kick away. And they've forced the Maori to be bringing this out of their own territory. Nikora there, one of our try scorers. We need a big quarter here from Nikora, Latrell, and Adam Pompey. That's what we need to see. Tackle 5. They've got themselves into All-Stars territory. Oh, Hughes dummies the kick and decides to run. And he's created some space. Now gets the kick away. In over the top of the Hammer. Hammer has it and is over the dead ball line. So, oh, no, he's not. Somehow the Hammer stays in the field of play. Oh, that's not possible. That is not human there from Tabuai-Fidow. There is no way he has stayed in the field of play there. That is not human. Fantastic work from Jerome Hughes. Let's see this on replay. He's dummied the kick and he's chewed up some extra meters. Gets a perfect chip kick in. Tabuai-Fidow collects it. There is no plausible way he has stayed in the field of play here. And no, he hasn't. He's on the dead ball line. That is just horrendous from the officials. He was so far over the dead ball line there that he was practically in the front row in the crowd. Hard done by there, the Maori. 5th and last, Trindle puts it high for the Indigenous All-Stars. I was watching that and said there was absolutely no plausible way that the Hammer has stayed in the field of play there. It wasn't possible. And we see the replay, and yes, he didn't. I mean, how do you call play up, though, to have a closer look at that, I suppose? In fairness, in complete fairness to the officials, how do you honestly call play up for a look there? Tackle 4, Cheese from dummy half gets the kick away into space. No real threat of a 40-20, but chewed off some good meters. And Hammer says, I'll have none of that from you, Mr. Gagai. Dan Jam says it's Murray Field, so should be Scotland. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not completely sold on the Scots, to be perfectly honest. I understand they probably should have won against France. They got caught out by just the way the laws are presented, didn't they? I mean, for me, that was a try. Anyway, Trindle with the short ball, and it's spilt forward by Katoni Staggs. Yeah, for mine, that was a try, Scotland. But it went up as no try. So it could not be awarded. They were harshly dealt with there in that game, in fairness. "15 minutes to go as the rain continues to pelt down." So obviously the continued rain would explain the handling errors that have come about throughout the course of this one. Hughes change of direction with Gagai. Oh, excuse me. Gagai cutting back in field. The Maori, they need to strike soon. Preferably through one of my try scorers. Cheese thinks he spots a half gap. And he does. He pokes his nose through. And they're so, we've got time off here. We've got an issue. It's hard to tell with Brandon Smith, though, if there's a real issue or if he's just faking. I mean, we've seen it multiple times tonight alone, let alone throughout the course of the seasons. So it's always hard to tell if he's actually hurt or not. Michelle asks, why are the numbers on the field so small and so spaced apart? Haven't noticed, to be perfectly honest. I'll keep an eye out. I shall keep an eye out for that one. Ed Vogel says, thoughts on the Wallabies' new coach. Who is it? Who's the new Wallabies coach? Oh, Joe Schmidt. Well, that's not surprising. Mac Orchard says, it's me. Well, let's face it, I couldn't do any worse. Fifth and last, Jerome Hughes puts it up. Pressure on Latrell Mitchell at the back. And Latrell has had a really quiet game, and he's very slow to get up again. Yeah, Joe Schmidt was definitely the front runner on the shortlist. So 8 hours ago, that news is broken. "13 minutes to go in this contest. Nico Hines runs it to the line. A switch of direction there from Adam Elliott. Nothing doing in midfield, though. They just set up for the next play. Fifth and last. Trindle from inside the 40. Straight down the gullet of Martin at the back. Martin runs across field. Try line's that way, mate. That's where you need to head. Terrible pass from dummy half there from Dylan Walker. I mean, that was absolutely atrocious. He's done very well to hold on to it. Timoko now with a hit up. Hughes, flat pass up to halfway they go. Still time here. Only 8 points the deficit. Still plenty of time for the Maori. Tarpany loses the ball. Tarpany. Trindle now injured in back play. Oh, that's horrible news for the Sharks. This is terrible for the Sharks. Braden Trindle, what's happened to him? Sharks supporters, keep an eye on that. Trindle has been taken off the field. He did not look healthy. Keep an eye on that. That could be the Sharks' season right there. Big hit in midfield, but the Indigenous All-Stars have the ball. Tackle 2. Big run there from Puro. One-on-one strip. No, he holds onto the ball. Tackle 3. They're getting themselves into attacking range. Although Hines kicks on the 3rd, in behind the line, and it pops up very nicely at the back. But a penalty, and maybe that's why he kicked it. There was the penalty incoming. Take the 2. Take the 2. Take the 2. I don't think they will, though. 8 points the difference. Nico Hines says, we will kick to touch, thank you. "20 metres out here with a full set of 6. The Indigenous All-Stars could put this to bed." Okay, James has got a 4-leg for next weekend. Ireland, margin 15 plus. England, $2.30. France, margin 15 plus. And Panthers, $1.51. Harbour Bridge pass puts Khan Pereira in the corner, and that will be the game. Khan Pereira will score. And that will likely be the end of my multi as well. Hamish McKenzie, ahoy! You've not seen Liam all week. Having Skull and Bones come out might have done what I guessed. Well, I saw Liam just the other night, so I must have got him in some downtime. Ed Vogel says, moved to Melbourne for a job last year. Haven't seen too many NRL games since. Apparently, you're an AFL fan now. Very sorry to hear that, Ed. No, there's nothing wrong with AFL, in all honesty. AFL's not a game I can watch on TV, though. But you get a huge appreciation. Honestly, if you think AFL sucks, do yourself a favor and actually go to a game. If you actually physically go to a game and you get to see it all play out, you get a new appreciation for the sport. That's what I found anyway. I just have no desire to go to the games. It's not worth watching on TV. It's really not. Mac Orchard says the Indigenous All-Stars won the touch football. I'll explain it in another stream, too long to describe here. They won 7-2 against the Maori All-Stars in Townsville as Nico Hines puts the conversion over, and it is 22 points to 8 in favour of the Indigenous All-Stars. 8 minutes to go. The multi that was looking good at half-time is now looking just disastrous. And it was Pompey again. Adam Pompey again caught way too far infield. It's incredible the amount of times that's happening in these games. And the Maori attempt a short kickoff, and it's not even close to going the 10 metres. Hamish McKenzie says 13th of Feb had the game come out for people who spent $130 on the premium version, but comes out fully released today. There you go. Hines kicks it into touch. And the Indigenous All-Stars, with 7.5 minutes to go, can absolutely have the last say here. Hamish says, not my type of pirate game, not enough bells. Well then, I wouldn't be interested either, Hamish. I wouldn't be interested either. Needs more bells on deck. Ropetti Payaval. 18 plus 6 equals 50-11. Fifth and last now incoming here for the Indigenous All-Stars. No, they keep the ball alive. Latrell's got it. Pops the pass out the back. They still keep it alive. Curran finds a little bit of space. They're 10 metres out now. 6.5 minutes to go. Tackle 5. Curran's lost his pants. Hines runs it to the line. Gets a flat pass to... Is that Latrell? No, it's not. Yes, it is. But he hasn't got the ball down. No try. He hasn't got it down. Latrell's been held up over the line. Oh, please just award it to him. Can we just give it to him for the sake of my multi? It's the hardest work Latrell's put in all night. Just give it to him. Jack, ahoy there, mate. Who's excited for the NRL World Club Challenge? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a little bit of fun. Ed Vogel says, which team does Pereira play for? The Indigenous All-Stars. And this will be no try. 6 minutes to go. My multi is done. It's going to be another painful year for the Wasted Water Sports same game multis, I feel. One leg off last night. We're going to be two legs off. 2 legs off tonight, but with 3 players, if that makes sense. There were 3 opportunities for these last 2 legs. That's the closest we've got, though. Latrell Mitchell was over the line, held up. But it's always questionable putting Latrell into a same game multi. Hughes backs into the fence. He's looking for a 6 again. Here on the 5th and last, slow to get up. Nikarima puts it in over the top. And Nico Hines is well placed. Pops it off to the Hammer. Hammer gets the offload away. And it's Labert. Kyle Labert. Latrell from dummy half. Nothing doing there. 5 minutes to go. The Indigenous All-Stars. A big victory incoming here for them. Up towards halfway they go. They don't have to do anything here, really. The World Club Challenge, Jack, is on. I can tell you exactly when. I've got all these games marked in my calendar. NRL World Club Challenge. Wigan Warriors, Penrith Panthers, Sunday, 25th of February. Four minutes to go in this one. 22 points to 8, the Indigenous All-Stars. Well, this is pretty much what I said at the start of the stream, wasn't it? The Indigenous All-Stars. If their backline, if they can get their backline into space, they'll win comfortably. 2 tries to Josh Addo-Carr. 1 for Cam Pereira. Who else has scored? Addo-Carr, 2, the Hammer, and Cam Pereira. So it is suffice to say that they have set that back line alight. And here they go again now. Hines with the double pump and space again for Cam Pereira. Well, it would have been Cam Pereira's wing, but it looks like he's been interchanged. And they're looking for another try here. With 3 minutes to go, the Indigenous All-Stars. Flat pass across the face of the defense. Mosley with the inside ball. Change of direction. 5th and last. Hines to Curran. Curran puts the kick through. A high shot there on Martin. And oh, it's fired up. There's going to be a fight here. Bring back the biff. Both teams now getting involved in some shirt grabbing and some push and shove with 2.5 minutes to go. James says, did I hear during the week the NRL players going to Las Vegas will be having bodyguard escorts while in Sin City due to the fact they will be targeted? I didn't hear that. That is mighty funny, though. Ed Vogel, player of the match for the Fox. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, 2 tries. 2 tries, he kind of has to, doesn't he? in my opinion. Inside the last 2 minutes, multi is shot to pieces. Another loss on the multi. Devastating. 0 for 2 to start the season. Big run up over halfway. Who's the number 16 there? What a big unit. Tamati Martin. No. It is... Oh, Xavier Willison. Xavier Willison it was. Big run there. Gagai trying to scamper on the outside. Can't get away. Inside the last minute. 5th and last. 20 out from the line. Hughes puts it high across field. No pressure at the back at all. Oh, it's a penalty. Yes, there was an escort there. There was a cheeky little escort there. 22 points to 8. Yeah, Tony Staggs. Oh, Tony Staggs, how obvious can you make it, mate? The Maori will have one last shot here. One last attempt to try and close this gap up a little bit. But still, it's been an overwhelming victory. Ah, there's the try. They do get the try. They do have the last say. Xavier Willison. But it is an enormous victory for the Indigenous All-Stars. 22 points to 14 it will end up. But 22 points to 8 is more reflective of the domination that they've experienced. The try was confirmed almost immediately because, well, I mean, it was clearly a try, but also nobody cares at this point. Ed Vogel says, Dan, do you think the Bulldogs will have a better season from last year? Yes, absolutely they will. Absolutely they will. DJ Shack says, my prediction wasn't actually that far off. Yeah, well, I've got to say mine wasn't either. Mine wasn't all that far off either, in fairness. $22 points to 14, and the Indigenous All-Stars have done all their damage through that electric backline. Latrell Mitchell, though, was pretty much non-existent tonight, but just a warm-up. He'll be getting himself... That was just to get some meters in the legs, wasn't it? That's the sort of scenario tonight. Just get some meters in the legs, get him out there, get some game time. Fitness has always been questionable for Latrell Mitchell. And look, that's no disrespect to him. He's fitter than I am. I mean, bloody hell, it's not even close. He's more fit than I, but I'm also not paid millions of dollars to be fit. I'm not paid anything to be the complete and total opposite. Well, we have sort of crawled to the end of this game. Waste of water sports. Pre-season isn't the most exciting time, is it? It's really not. But anyways, okay. English Super League will be coming up at some point. If I can figure out how to tune into the English Super League, I'll do some English Super League games throughout the course of this season. James has made me pretty keen on kebabs, so I'm not going to lie. I've now seen the word kebab. I now want kebab. Kebab! Pretty much all I can think of at this point. All right, Waste of Water Sports. It has been an extremely long day for me. An unexpected stream, as I said. Today at work was an absolute killer. I'm so exhausted. So, eating a kebab instead of Spilly Dilly. Although, James, I'm not sure if you were around at the start of the stream or not, but the very first moment of the stream tonight, I had the can the wrong way. I was trying to drink out of my can. And when I say the wrong way, I just mean, like, not upside down. That would have been ridiculous. I just mean I had the drinking hole the opposite side. All right, Waste of Water Sports. Not too much of a pre-game for this one. It was an annihilation. It was a shellacking. It was an absolute belting. An absolute belting. The Indigenous All-Stars with the victory. 22 points to 14 at the end. It was not reflective of the domination that they had, though. They really did control the momentum, the possession, the territory of that contest. 22 points to 8 was probably far more reflective of where things were. So, yep, as I said, sorry, not too much of a post-game for this one. I'm exhausted. I'm hungry. But we'll be back tomorrow. So, Waste of Water Sports, thank you so much for your company for this one. And I'll catch you guys next time, whenever I see you, whether you jump in tomorrow or whatnot, whenever. Thank you, and cheers.
World of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack. Ahoy! He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.